In unity, we often use the expression divine order and divine guidance, using these key words to help us open to the guidance that is leading us to our good. Yet, I don't know whether you've noticed, but how often when we may affirm divine order and divine guidance unfolding for ourselves and each other, we have in mind what this needs to be. It's like in our minds, we're saying, God, I know what I want and need to be happy. Make it so. Yet, as we often experience, God has other ideas. And this God is not a being outside of us somewhere that's coming up with ideas for us. God is the innermost expression of highest good spirit within our minds and hearts. And this energy knows the highest and the best. And we tune into that energy through meditation and prayer. So if we affirm for ourselves, divine guidance is directing me wonderfully on my path, we have to be prepared that this may be something we didn't have in mind and very often takes us out of our comfort zone, which does feel uncomfortable. It certainly has been my experience in unity. When Doreen Davenport, my first minister, asked me to serve and work in Silent Unity, I was delighted. It was and is a huge privilege to serve in this ministry. And I began delighting in the opportunity to respond to prayer letters and help people on their own prayer journeys. And yet I knew as time went on, there was more for me to do, more ways to serve, more ways to step up. So I started to study SEE, the curriculum that introduces us to unity practices and principles, in part to do my job better, but also in response to that yearning in me that knew there was more for me to do. So I started my study and went to Unity Village and took study there, which was exciting and a delight to meet people in the US in Unity. And so when a role appeared to lead Silent Unity in the UK, I stepped up, knowing that this was mine to do, even though I felt hugely inadequate. It was something that was calling me to serve within this ministry of prayer. I was without any doubt being called higher. So after a few years of leading Silent Unity, we needed a centre leader to operate the activities that we do here. So again, I stepped up. And this was perhaps the scariest step of all, standing up in front of people and talking and leading a Sunday service. The lectern shook because I shook. I was so nervous. I was so out of my comfort zone. And yet, again, I knew it was mine to do. And the same was the process in my path to be licensed as a Unity teacher and then to be ordained as Unity minister. There was never an idea that when I joined Unity that I was going to be a minister in Unity. It evolved. But it was a calling that I was following, a yearning in heart and mind and soul to serve in a way that I knew would bring deep, abiding good to others and to myself. Because I was out of my comfort zone. I was called higher. I still am. I still need to address aspects of my personality that are uncomfortable and unhappy doing certain things that are part of my roles that I have in Unity. But I do know that being out of comfort zone has got me here. I witnessed the changes in myself. The person that you see now is not the same person that started working here in Unity over 20 years ago. So I encourage you to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, to follow the urge of spirit in you that is calling you higher, part of you that is saying yes, yes to service, yes to knowing more deeply as Jesus did, the Father and I are one. Because here we find the ways for our light to shine and to be the blessing to others who are also on their own path of discovery. Let's join together and move out of our comfort zone together and delight in the experiences that we share. Thank you.